Okay, that's great. I hope everyone is able to see my screen. So I hope the presentation page is also visible to everyone.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for the confirmation. So yeah, without getting further delayed, we can start now. So this particular presentation is focused on the cloud data integration module in IDMC. So I'm not calling it IICS consciously because Informatica itself calls themselves as Intelligent Data Management Cloud Program, which is a iPaaS solution, and I will slowly deep dive that any technical jargons that you're hearing as of now, like what is IPAS, what is Intelligent Data Management Cloud, what is CDI. I will deep dive into each individual section and try to reduce any kind of confusion that you're having currently. Uh, be patient with me. I will explain everything in detail. Uh, in the beginning it might strike to you there are a lot of technical jargons, but trust me, it's easy. So as part of Intelligent Data Management Cloud program, we are generally what it actually does, it brings the solution to the industry of streamlining the data integration inside a cloud environment. So if any one of you were part of IPC or anyhow has been connected with Power Center, is there anyone who is coming from Power Center background in the team now?
Yes, yes, I have experience on Informatica Power Center.
Okay, great. So you would be able to relate it much more. But even if you are not from Power Center background, that's not a problem. It's just that some of the transformation it he can relate to. Otherwise, most of things you can understand from the scratch. So it's also very much good if you are starting from the scratch. So this particular cloud data integration module, what it does, how it does, we are going to cover it. So as the part of this particular agenda, we are going to cover the overview of IICS, the IPAS solution, why IICS is the IPAS solution, and why IICS is IPAS solution. Also, that info IICS cloud architecture, how the cloud inside the cloud architecture, how the secure agent's role is coming, what exactly happens inside the architecture, as in anyone walks in RBAC, why CDI, the features, the good parts of the CDI, and how can we start our journey. So that would be particularly in our focus of today. So let me give you a brief overview for now. So this is about the Informatica Cloud per platform, which is a full iPaaS solution. So though we are focusing on CDI, but before starting, we should understand that what it is, why this particular tool came into the market, what was the background, or whoever had made the tool, why they had created this particular solution. So to give a brief overview, one should understand that the Cloud Informatica platform is a cloud integration platform. So when it is telling that it is cloud integration platform, which means it is hosted in cloud. Okay, and the data management solution that it is offering, which is really critical for any business, such as data synchronization, real-time integration, and cloud data management. So these are mere parts, but this features kind of makes it distinctive as well. So if anyone has been part of IPC, in IPC also it used to offer solutions which is integration, but it was on premises. So here we are going to deal with cloud. So understanding the cloud architecture is really crucial. Okay, and as you can see in the slides on the top section, there are ETL developers, there are data engineers, there are a lot of data scientists, data analysts, business users, even business owners. So everyone can access inside the IDMC tool, and everyone has their own job to do. So this particular tool, as you can understand, does not cater to a particular kind of people, like we are developers, it's only helping in development. That's not the only motto. It kind of provides the solution for an entire business. No matter from what perspective you are trying to see the business, it is helpful to you. So for example, if I am a business owner, I have started, for example, uh, a company which kind of provides a pen. Okay, now I need to understand that what is the sales of the pens. Okay, in how many countries it is selling, how what is the revenue it is generating. So I need to understand it. I need to see the data. I need to understand the trend of the data, in which region my pen is selling more, in which region it is not working out. So this kind of different perspective to a single business it provides. So that's why IDMC is really crucial. So you can see underneath that discover and understand data catalog, which kind of helps in understanding and creating the lineage. Okay, so there would be also one of the other things which is called data marketplace. So it's in the end, so that it's a like online store of, like if you want to go to Amazon or Flipkart, you can buy things, uh, buy products basically. So data also you can buy, or you can pull, basically you can order it inside the data marketplace. So as I was telling earlier, so you can able to relate it now, that how data can be purchased, data can be used. Okay, so similar way, data access and integrate, data integration, which would be our focus of this particular journey. So this is cloud data integration. So data integration is mainly going to focus on the data synchronization, real-time integration, test data management, and several other things. And believe me, data integration is kind of the core part of this IDMC tool, entire IDMC tool, though it offers different microservices like data quality, API integration, master data management, governance, even reference. There is also reference, which is new. Uh, there is product 360, there is supply 360. Everything is there inside this particular tool. But data integration is one of the part which is the starting point to know this particular tool. If you know this data integration, you would be able to focus on the integration side of it, because it is kind of the thread which is going to tie all the microservices together. Not all, but many of the microservices together actually. So whichever you will be going through the ETL process, so everything can be tied up together with the data integration. And one more other feature of this particular IDMC tool is the Claire, which is the AI powered metadata intelligence engine. Basically it's an AI engine which helps in taking better decisions. It suggests one person. So AI here does not replace the human activity, but it optimize it. So it basically suggests you whenever you are building something, whenever you are creating certain rules. So everywhere AI engine is going to support you and help you and recommend you a better solution, or to follow the best practices. Okay, so that's how the Clear engine is going to help, as well as the connectivity metadata system of the records. So that's kind of the better a normal feature which we are going to again cover in the architecture section. So that's kind of brief overview of IDMC. Uh, so far, any question? Okay, okay, okay. Now, since we already understood a brief overview, at least, about what IDMC is, how can it help a business to grow, how can ultimately everything is business, right? So any company is purchasing this particular tool, or the licenses of it, so they are going to utilize and generate revenue for their business. That's why they are kind of purchasing this tool, and this tool has been built also to help for that. It's a vice versa story. So before going further, I need to clarify a couple of understandings to everyone. Thus, it will help in longer run. This is not directly useful, but these things are good to know. Certain cloud practices, certain jargons I want to clarify in the beginning itself. So starting with, I had already told that this is a IPaaS solution. So many of you might have thought that what is a IPaaS solution. Uh, I had actually wanted to tell earlier that the IICS, this Informatica Intelligent Cloud Service, which was called, that is based on the multi-tenant cloud platform that offers a variety of services that I just mentioned for data integration, application integration, data quality, data governance, and API management. That is a IPaaS tool. So we should understand what is IPaaS. So before going, what is IPaaS? What is the full form? This is the abbreviated form, IPaaS. So it is Integration Platform as a Service. So IPaaS, or Integration Platform as a Service, is a self-serviced cloud-based solution that standardizes how applications are ingested. It kind of simplifies the integration across on-premises and cloud environment. Uh, yeah, so this has been told to think it as a bridge that connects with different systems. But in other words, for ease of understanding what you can understand, we can say also that IPaaS, or Integration Platform of Service, is a suite of cloud services that enables development, execution, governance of processes, services, and application across organization. So this way, if you try to understand, it is little easier to understand. And since we kind of understood that we got the definition of IPaaS, now we should understand the features. So four features has been pointed out. These are the primary features. There are of course secondary other features as well, but these are the primary features. One is that unified platform. That is kind of this particular IPaaS solution provides a single platform to manage everything, the entire data flow across different cloud, on premises, hybrid, any solution you can just do in a single place. So that's one of the most important feature that IPaaS provides. Also, it's a self-service for business technologies developers, which I already covered that part. Uh, and it is for also for the integration specialist, which we are eventually going to be. Our role would be like that. That is really helpful as a developer to go inside a IPaaS solution, because we don't need to take care of any kind of maintenance activity. So in case it was on premises work, so there has to be some server, that maintenance, all that would have been part of it. But now we are only going to focus on the core development work, which will be also kind of focused in nowadays interviews as well, because cloud era is completely different. Traditional interview platforms for any job interview or anywhere else, it was little different. You had to understand little maintenance part. Now the focus is only on the development part. Okay, so, I mean, I have a decade of experience. Even when I try to interview anyone, I really focus only on the development area. So now the focus is slowly going to the development area. So that's why this is really important. Real-time updates, that has been always a struggle for many of the on-premises tool. In fact, many of the Informatica tool. So many of you might know there is a master data management solution on premises, which kind of never gave a good real-time solution unless they had 10.2 version. So prior to that, the real-time updates were little difficult. It was always near real-time. It was not complete real-time. So that kind of helps in the IPaaS part. And also, last but not the least, the workflow automation. So this kind of streamlines and automates the manual process. So a lot of manual activity, freezing time, for the higher value work, these things can be better maintained in the IPaaS solution. So this is kind of the features of the IPaaS solution. However, this does not cover what benefit it drives. So let me tell you what benefit the IPaaS provides. So very precisely, if I want to tell it, so it is faster time to value. So teams can subscribe and start right away. So when I will be covering the getting started part, you will understand that how easy it is for anyone who does not have any background to start it. It's very quick to start. It will be started in a mere 5-10 minutes. Anyone can do. In many IPaaS solutions, it can be started in 5-10 minutes. Efficiency wise, it automates, reduce manual effort. It is highly efficient. Also, visibility wise, it connects with multiple application hosted on on-premises, private clouds, public clouds. So that is also visibility wise, it is good. And last but very important point is scalability. In any solution, unless your solution is very robust, it can scale to any number, it can grow uh, even to a big data level. So then there is no benefit of that unless scalability is obtained. So in terms of scalability also, IPaaS kind of helps a lot. So that gives you the picture of that what is IPaaS, features of IPaaS, and benefits of IPaaS. But you might be wondering that I understood all these things, but what is the application of it? So in data integration, as I was showing, that synchronizing between various systems, for example, ERP system, CRM system, SAP system, a lot of different systems are there. So that can be easily integrated. API management you can do seamlessly in this particular iPaaS, as well as many of the places you, whenever we talk about API management, a feature which is called event driven. So that kind of comes into picture. And not only for API management, for any integration, event driven integration is really important. So that can be also obtained for this kind of applications. As well as I had covered the different types of cloud integrations that is seamlessly possible inside these applications. uh, and actually, let me tell you a little background. It's like earlier days, before the IPaaS came into uh, picture. So traditional processes, whichever was there earlier, that kind of used to be middleware reliant. Okay, so there used to be a lot of custom creation. Okay, so that kind of used to eat up time for developer, for tester, for everyone. And whenever it is eating up time, it is also costing the money also. It's costing in terms of the resources, the tools that is required for that. Everything used to kind of gets consumed by the company has to bear that. So that kind of problem we are not going to face since we are choosing the IPaaS solution. Okay, so that's kind of a brief about all about IPaaS solution. But we need to relate it why we are talking about it so much. So we are talking about because IICS is a IPaaS solution, and how you can understand that IICS is a IPaaS solution, because it can access from any machine with an internet access anywhere you're having, like even from your local computer, whatever you're connecting here with that you can connect to any web browser, and you can access this IPaaS solution, which is IICS application, because it directly connects with the web client. And your web browser kind of connects through a secure HTTP port, so it is also a secure solution. And this is also a common platform for multiple wizards or multiple microservices that guides to build and test your integration work. And it kinds of also monitors the centralized way, uh, whatever work you're doing, that it can be monitored. So there are kind of two kinds of monitors in this. One is your ETL monitor that we are going to cover. uh, there is a monitor microservices inside the IDMC. When I will open the tool, you can see there. So there is a monitor microservice inside which you can see that what all jobs ran earlier, what all jobs will run, what all jobs are scheduled. All that information you can see. And also you can understand that there is another thing, that is cloud application uh, integration console. So inside that, all the APIs, whatever it is running, that part you can see. So monitor covers the integration kind of part, integration, even any data quality jobs are running, that also can be seen inside the monitor section. But since we are focusing on the CDI part, we should be focusing on the monitor part predominantly. And for real-time integration and bulk data integration services also, it is really helpful. So that we use in IICS. So that's why IPaaS is relevant to IICS. So there are also some pre-configured layouts that has been pointed out here. So basically, what is this in IICS terms or IDMC terms? We call it out-of-the-box features. Okay, so company itself, like IDMC, the Informatica company itself, provides certain layouts, uh, certain entities also, certain structures like SE type 2. If anyone is proficient in ETL, they would know already these things. So this kind of features automatically comes inside this particular IICS solution now. So that makes developers works easy. Developer can only concentrate on what they need to develop. So that helps. So that's how the IICS and IPaaS solution connects this particular two dots. Okay. Uh, okay, before going further, any questions so far? Good. Okay, now we are going to go little even more deeper actually, because we are coming to the architecture, which is a very crucial thing. And before going any further inside the architecture, I just want to mention that uh, this particular architecture I have drawn, this is the security architecture diagram which is available. But there are multiple architectures that I'm going to cover further. So these are everything is talking about the same architecture. A single architecture is being followed. It's just that the representation is going to be different, because some of the architecture will focus on security, some will be focusing on the repository part, some will be focusing on the how it is helpful into maintaining a flow. So all this part is different parts, but everything points down to the single security architecture. So any tool, it's not IICS alone, that any tool would be having its own architecture, because they need to understand, they need to work in a particular way because someone has solutionized it. So that solution is we are seeing as in the form of architecture. So IICS architecture is based on a multi-tenant cloud platform that offers different variety of services like data integration, data quality, data governance, API management, API integration. So these things are different offerings that IICS provides. When I'm saying multi-tenant architecture, it means that Informatica Cloud IICS is built on a multi-tenant architecture because multiple tenant can actually access this. So it is since it is built on a multiple tenant architecture where multiple users or organizations share the same infrastructure. So that's why it's a multi-tenant architecture, while having their own isolated environments. So you will be having your own environment, but you can access. So I'll tell you that what is the right example of this. So there are big teams, big works. Inside one projects, there can be sub projects. Like for example, Hindustan Unilever Limited. Okay, so it's a big company. So they have multiple products. Okay, from Nor soup to different products. They are from cosmetics to different industry itself. They have different products. So each products must be maintained in a different project layer. So similar way, a single project can have multiple sub branch as well. And this is a mere example. There can be several different use cases for which we might need this kind of architecture. So this kind of architecture allows for efficient resource utilization. So if you are following a multi-tenant architecture, you are going to basically make optimize your utilization, okay, in terms of scalability and cost effectiveness. So that's the focus. We are not going to go deep down into the multi-tenant, why it is multi-tenant or inside cloud section of it, because it's a whole different direction. But for our understanding of the ICS cloud architecture, we should know till this part that it is a multi-tenant architecture and it is also a service-oriented architecture. In other words, if we try to put it, ICS follows a service-oriented architecture where different functionalities are encapsulated as services. Okay, that can be invoked over the network, or the modular approach enables the flexibility and reusability of services that can be integrated for different scenarios, which we will be covering in next slides. But in a nutshell, if I try to say it, so it offers multiple functionalities. Okay, so we will be showing that different microservices has been integrated together in this IDMC tool, and we will be using it. Okay, this is kind of a security, just the overview of the security, but this is not the, I didn't go yet till inside the architecture. So let's look inside this particular diagram. Let me know if it is big enough or not, or yeah, I think it's good enough. Okay, so you can see here, yeah, you can see here user, uh, just okay, a user is trying to access a web client. Okay, so as a user like me, you, anyone, developer, or whoever is going, a user is trying to access the cloud service via any particular browser. So we will be opening the IICS tool in a browser. Okay, there will be a login page where you will give your credentials or SSO, anything, any of the way, but you will directly log in through a browser. Okay, during this time, this is actually connecting the design and administration to the ICS, so intelligent cloud service. This is the entire cloud service which is here, which is hosting different microservices, the front end, metadata, data, repositories, everything inside this. Okay, and as a normal developer, we are when we are kind of designing our developments, like designing our mappings, our task flows, everything, so that kind of resides on the secure agent. Okay, it kind of goes inside the secure agent. You would be We will be coming and covering it later, but as of now, please try to understand that during the design time, as you start the development of different mappings, so IICS will talk to your actual data sources residing on premises or your cloud, basically. Okay, but in order to come to the cloud part, there is something called secure agent which comes in between. Okay, so basically, whenever we are creating any kind of mapping, so that time a source, a target metadata we kind of give. So when I'm saying metadata, it means the table. Everyone is familiar with table. So table names, table fields, table data types. So these things kind of the metadata that source and target kind of have. So that is kind of given back to the web browser via cloud server. Okay, so this web browser, this is connecting with the ICS. So whatever I am telling now, this is happening in this particular region. Okay, here to here, and in between this uh, kind of a brick wall you are seeing, this is the firewall. So this kind of signifies it. So this kind of architecture you will be seeing in a lot of other places. The functionality of this particular firewall is to protect your data, so you are kind of exposing only the metadata, not the core information of your organization, because of course, your organization data is something which is very secret. You can't share it with any other organization. Ultimately, Informatica is also another organization. So, so there one kind of XML extract happens of our metadata, and then it goes to the ICS, and then the entire ICS kind of connects with our via the secure agent, of course. So that kind connects with the cloud, and everyone might be able to see some of the sections where HTTPS is written here. So these are different apps, Salesforce, LinkedIn. So a lot of different apps, even cloud apps like Azure. So those things we can connect with HTTPS protocol directly. Okay. So it is very easy to connect. I'll uh, I'll cover that how you can connect to different systems. There are add-on connectors as well, because initially license does not cover everything. It gives some of the basic features, but as in when someone purchase the license, they get additional connectivity features. So initially, if you are not able to see any connection which is not present, maybe with uh, some of the industries like maybe AWS or Azure or GCP, anywhere. So some of the things you might need to purchase, you might need to, as in like organization might to need to purchase in a real-time scenario, because whatever would be relevant, that only would be purchased initially by the organization. So that's how the HTTPS protocol works and connects with the things. Okay, and also you can see that the secure agent is customer managed secure agent, which is in Windows or Linux, which kind of tells that it can be it can be installed in either Windows or Linux system, and directly also you can connect with any local system. Also you can connect with like on-premises systems like Oracle, SQL Server, CRM, many other things you can kind of connect with here. So this is kind of a normal security architecture which tells you that how a end user is connecting with uh, the entire IICS system. Okay, so in backend everything is working this particular way. I'll go deep down inside the uh, architecture because it is a little deep diving is required for this particular thing. Okay. So, since we are focusing on the cloud architecture, it is very essential to understand that how this cloud architecture is kind of connecting with the ICS repository. Okay, so ICS repository is actually a repository where all the details are going to get stored. So I had tried to point it out on the right hand side that it what actually ICS repository stores. So Informatica Cloud Services repository stores the metadata section, basically the source metadata, the target metadata that I was just explaining, the information about your table structure, data types, so on and so forth, your data mappings, your connection information, which would be definitely encrypted because it's a connection information, of course, your schedules, your logging information, your monitoring information. So whatever you're seeing there through the monitor, those information, whatever your jobs are there, which is about to run, which is planned to run. So those schedules, everything would be stored in the cloud service repository store. Okay, and but try to understand this particular architecture. Here is a brick wall again. So what does it signifies? This is the firewall. Okay, and this kind of ensures that apart from the data preview, Informatica only reads your metadata. Okay, at any given point of time, your data is residing behind your company firewall. Okay, so company data is not at risk. That's the that's a very like small thing to hear, but it's a very big thing in terms of revenue and from the company perspective. So basically, the Informatica Cloud is a SaaS or web-based application. Therefore, you can access it via any machine with internet access and a web browser application, of course. Through the application, various windows you can build and test your data integration task. You can also use applications to schedule your jobs, monitors the results of those jobs you can see. When you access the application, your web browser connects to the Informatica cloud service via secure HTTP. Okay, as you create, schedule, or run task, Informatica is written to the multi-tenant Informatica cloud repository. That's why this kind of repository information would be kind of stored inside the repository. Okay, so Informatica cloud repository is a like each of the things that I had just pointed out, this source metadata, target metadata, mapping information, connection information, scheduling information, so this kind of has its own work to do, we will be coming to that later, how we can, some of the things is are helpful into debugging things. When we work in a real-time problem, we had to debug some of the things. Okay, so those things it will be required for. So we'll come to that later, of course. So this is kind of a brief overview on the little bit deep inside the architecture, focusing on the ICS repository. Now the final part, kind of the secure agent section, where we kind of try to tell you that how uh, secure agent plays its role. Okay, we will be covering the secure agent in detail, but to understand here, we can just take one example. This particular is an example. So where ICS repository is connecting with the web browser internet access. So this part was already kind of covered in the first slide itself of the architecture. Now you try to understand that this is what secure agent is connecting with, which helps in pulling the schema. Okay, this metadata schema changes, schedules information, all the information that I had just covered, that metadata mapping, connection information, that is being pulled here. Okay, using the secure agent. And also secure agent is connecting with your local files or databases. So in case, for example, flat file is a very popular example which would be used in many of the cases. So suppose you are kind of keeping one employee CSV table, and you want to read the data from that employee CSV table, maybe for some analysis, or you want to kind of create a curation layer, you want to curate the data, you want to do some validation checks on that particular data, that maybe in easier terms we can say that you want to figure out of those employees who who has joined, who has been inside the company for more than 10 years. So we can find the joining date from the employee table, and we can figure out that how many days the employee is joining. So in this particular case, not a table, I have taken a CSV file. So in case we are keeping that CSV file, the secure agent helps us to connect with that file and retrieve the data. Okay, so that's kind of the role that secure agent is playing. Also across the firewall, if it needs to connect with any of the business systems, for this example it has been pointed out as Salesforce, but it can be any other systems as well. So there also it can connect with HTTPS or SOAP. SOAP is a form of API, so it can connect with that using API as well. So that's the route. Okay, I will go, of course, inside the secure agent, because so far we have already spoken so many times about secure agent. So what is a secure agent? That is a very crucial thing. So it is a lightweight program that runs the task, collects the metadata for Informatica Intelligent Cloud Services. Okay, uh, that is kind of a definition, but we need to understand that how it works and how it helps. So in other way, we can also coin the secure agent this way, that it is a a cloud secure agent is a lightweight self-upgrading program that works on the server inside your network. So when I'm saying inside your network, you have seen in last diagram as well that it is on the local side of the firewall. Okay, so it is inside your system. Okay, so here, if you're installing it in local, it will be the beneath part of the firewall. It is not going towards the cloud side of the firewall. Okay, it is of course going to be the in your local side. So secure agent is available for Windows and Linux, both the servers. It allows you to access all your local resources like databases, files, applications, that is residing inside your company firewall. So that is important to understand. All the local example I was giving with the employee, so that is applicable for the databases and applications as well, which in case that is inside your firewall area or inside your company controlled section. It is also responsible for securely communicating between the cloud repository, cloud-based application, and the local resources. So in the last example, we were covering that how it is connecting with the cloud data using an API with the Salesforce. It can connect. Similar way it is already connecting with the metadata, because without that any mapping anything would not work. So metadata extraction I had just covered 2 slides back. And that's what is the point, that secure agent connects with all three kinds of systems, which has been also pointed out in the right side diagram. And Informatica Cloud Secure Agent is a local agent on your server that runs the task, and it is responsible for moving the data from source to target. So whenever a mapping runs, it helps in driving the data, basically. And during the process, your source application data never gets staged uh, on the Informatica Cloud server. So data remains secure beside behind your firewall. So again, circling back to the point that it ensures that your data is protected. Okay. And yeah, so that's kind of precisely on the secure agent. And yes, of course, whatever point has been given here uh, regarding the architecture secure agent, yes, this kind of understanding is really necessary to go forward. Maybe in a day-to-day work, you would not need it that much, because you would be focusing on more on solutions, how to use the transformations properly. But to begin with, this kind of understanding would be giving you a transparent picture, I would say. Okay. Now I am coming to the RBAC basically. So this is a role-based access control. So inside the IICS, there is one of the microservice which will be written administrator. Okay. So if you go inside the administrator, you will be able to see that there are different roles that you can assign for individual. So there will be multiple sections. So if you go to an user section, so you will get the list of users, that how many users are working. Okay. So if I am having an admin access or the access to the administrator microservice, I will open that microservice and go to the user section, and I will see that, hey, how many participants are in this particular call. So everyone's name, I can see that everyone is accessing the uh, Informatica service. Okay, so I can see everyone's name there. Inside that, I can choose that what role can be given to which individual. Okay, so suppose I am able to see A, B, C, 3 person in that. So I decide that, see, A is a developer, A should be having the developers related roles. So I will be giving that a task execution role, a job execution role, development role, uh, designer role. This kind of roles I will be providing to the developer. For example, B is an admin person who is working in a project. Okay, so I will be providing the admin related roles. Okay, so there can be super admin, that kind of administrator role. Only out of the box you will get it. Okay, so admin role you can provide who can control the access of others. Okay, so in case tomorrow a new person is joining the team, so the admin person can include that person and provide the particular role, and provide the user basically in a group, that I will come to that later. But as of now, try to understand that the admin would be having the control of onboarding, basically serving the admin roles. Now the C person, if that person is a tester, and the C person needs to uh, be part of the quality assurance only, so C person must not have a development access. C person would never create a connection. Okay, so existing connection only C person is going to use, because that person is just a like that person's particular work or role itself demands to test whatever developers has created and detect what is the flaw in that. Okay, so C person would be focusing on the roles which is related to quality assurance. Okay, so those particular roles can be given. Okay, now there is a catch, that these roles, whatever I have told, admin, design, service, consumer, or any other role, for example, these roles, there is a provision to create custom roles as well. Okay, so in case tomorrow there is a new role which sometimes projects to create, So that kind of customized role also you can provide. For example, an operation manager maybe who is also part of a development. Okay, in smaller companies it can happen. So that kind of cases you might need to give multiple roles or a customized role where a person would be eligible for different uh, walks basically. And once you give the roles, so you can see in this particular diagram, in case one is getting the admin role, the admin can focus on all four kind of parts. Okay, security, configuration, task flow, process, API process, job results, everything. A designer can focus on maybe the task, job, this two, as well as APIs. So this part, the developer or the designer never needs to go to the security configuration, authorization, those part maybe. A service consumer would be only focusing on the data, so that person might be having even lesser access. So the idea is that based on your role, the access would be given. Okay, and uh, that's why it's called RBAC, role based access control. This is a very crucial feature of Informatica that it provides. Also, mm, there is something called groups. Okay, so in case a user is coming to the company, they will be also added to a group. So if in a company there is already a group for a particular project for developers, so for example, there is a project named for example idea. Okay, so idea development group is already created where all the developers are there. Okay, all the developers as in the usernames of the developers are already there. Now if someone new is coming, if they add the user in that particular group, the roles will be also given to it, whichever role has been given to the other users. So that kind of provision is there, which kind of makes the role based access control very suitable choice for anyone. I hope this part is clear to everyone. Questions? Great. Okay. Since we had kind of covered most of the important part, now we are going to very much be focused on the CDI part. Okay. So you can use the cloud data integration to build advanced complex integration, uh, to build, run any advanced rules, different business scenarios. Basically there are a lot of pre-built functions which will be helping. There are a lot of pre-built mappings also that can be helping into connecting different sources to data lake, different data lakes to warehouse, lakes to lakes, warehouse to warehouse, this kind of different scenarios which eventually you would need. And in case you are going to any kind of migration project, so that time it will be really handy. uh, Also in case if you are working as a ATL developer in a maybe your downstream is doing some cases master data management, so then in that particular case you might need to pull data from various sources to a single entity. So that kind of cases would be required, maybe a data lake or delta lake also, it can be also used. Benefits of this definitely needs to be covered. So unified design experience for data pipelines. So you will be a standard way, there would be a standard way to connect different things. So when it is told unified design experience, it also covers that in case you are creating tomorrow any kind of data quality rules, data validation related rules inside a maplet also, that can be also be connected inside the data pipeline. Okay, so which is really good in ensuring the data quality is enhanced. Key feature for business. There is advanced data transformation capabilities. Different data complex scenarios can be handled through the data transformations. Connectivity to the major sources, which I had covered already, that different systems which is already available in the market that can be connected. Of course, license based. Uh, in case initial license is there, whatever your license you are purchasing based on that. Okay, ELT, serverless, advanced clustering. These are very advanced features which can be obtained. Depends on the project that you will be working upon. So based on that, these features can be brought into which will be helping in optimizing your project pipeline. So that is the reason that CDI needs to be used. That kind of covered that why CDI is important, and some of the features that cloud data integration also provides is kind of the connectivity. So Informatica Cloud offers wide range of pre-built connectors. So when you go to the connection section, which will be inside the administration, that will be really helpful to connect with Salesforce, AWS, Azure, GCP, any other kind of cloud connectivity or advanced connectivity, whichever is right now going inside the market, or whichever might be not so popular. So but those things also can be purchased. There is some section called add-on connectors with which you can kind of get the new connectors as well. So the idea is it does not matter actually. So people go behind different kind of connectors and how to connect that, but a connector is end of the day a mere connector which would be either connecting with any kind of authorization. Either it will be native, either it will be JWT, or it will be any kind of auth 2.0. That kind of authorization section would be in between. But the main point is to get the data, process the data, and load the data or publish the data as well. So there are a couple of options actually inside this particular CDI. So once you do the data connection to any system, it does not matter, because in one project you will be connecting with uh, one system, another project you have to connect with another system. Connect Setting the connectivity is a one time work only. After that, only the main works to read the data, analyze the data, data massaging on top of that, a data kind of curation on top of it, and then publish the data in a proper manner. So that is very important part. And when we are talking about publishing or absorbing the data, the synchronization and replication, these are the two key features. There is tasks like transformations also related to it. There is task related to it that helps in ensuring the synchronization is maintained between different applications or different databases or different file systems, that can be maintained in a real time as well as in a batch mode also. It's a traditional ETL approach which ensures the synchronization is maintained between the upstream and downstream. Uh, that is really helpful into integration section and replication as well, to maintain the backup of the data, how you are replicating it, how you are maintaining the organizational integrity. That kind of helps really to the CDI program, any CDI program. Data transformations, yes, there are plethora of uh, different transformations which you can use, and which would be really helpful to ensure the data is accurate and data cleansing has been done enough. There can be different scenarios, spatially based on the address, phone number, any kind of email ID. So these are the things which is really difficult to kind of maintain, because the data kind of goes haywire in a real-time project. So data transformation plays a key role into ensuring the data has been cleansed properly, thus the consistency is maintained across different environments basically. So that is very essential. Sometimes uh, on top of cleansing, you need to standardize data. So cleansing is one kind of approach of cleaning the data, but even if it is cleaned, you need to standardize that data, enrich it. So for that, you need to put it through some standardization checks, and ensuring that it is working fine. And enriching the data, yes, that is very important. So there are processes of different SaaS tools to integrate with Informatica. So in actual project, uh, there is something called Address Doctor, InfoZoom. These are kind of some SaaS services which helps in improving the address information, uh, different other data as well. So this kind of verification tools helps in improving and enriching the data over the time. So there is a solution process how you can make it better. Also, there is a feature of CDI which is hybrid integration. So uh, let's understand it in an easier way. So basically, hybrid integration is something where the on-premises system and the cloud application both will be used. Okay, in a nutshell, that's the thing. Okay, so that kind of scenarios can be handled inside the CDI. Okay, so it actually helps in seamlessly connecting with both cloud and on-prem. That's all. And last two points are very important: scalability and performance, because in the Gartner chart also, Informatica holds a highest position uh, in the leader's position. So it has to be scalable and it has to be best in the market in terms of performance. So independent organization is also marking Informatica as the champ in the market, basically, because they provide a kind of a complex integration, in a better way. You can There are a lot of optimizing features. There is PDOs are there. There are data partitioning, a lot of lot of options are there actually, basically, to improve it. And from the application standpoint, real-time work also can be done. The scalability options inside the real-time framework as well as in the batch part is also very much fast. So you can kind of process lot of data in a seamless way without thinking of any kind of load balancer, all that part. Okay, so that has been taken care because it is of course a subscription based process. It's like pay as you go. uh, and also monitoring and management, that is also very important, because already had covered kind of that monitoring. There is a monitoring tool which kind of tracks everything, but one needs to also understand not only tracking the data in case some failure occurs or in case some warning occurs, in order to understand what is the problem in any particular failure or in any particular rejection, how you are doing the reject reprocessing. That kind of idea needs to be also be there. But this monitoring helps in providing you the logs with which you can understand that what had actually gone wrong, and you can actually fix the data, basically. So that can be also done in the real time as well. So real time, there is a API console with which you can see the APIs how it is performing. So these are basic features. So now coming to the getting started part. So now we are going to focus that how we can start our journey. But before that, any questions in the last few slides? Okay. Uh, so I'll come to the how to get started. As I was telling earlier, that there is a process of getting started which is very easy. So you just need to go to the browser and you have to search for IICS free trial account. Okay. Once you search that, you will be getting a page actually. So okay. So you can go to a page where it will be kind of given that what kind of account you want to create. There is not much options. There would be names alone. Just a moment. Let me pull it. That would be easy. Because ultimately this knowledge is good, but one needs to have a hands-on, so it is really essential. So I'll just try to go to ICS free trial account. Great, that's great. Okay, so everyone is able to see my screen, right? So it's hopefully visible to everyone. Can anyone please respond? Is it
Yes, yes,
visible, the browser? Okay,
yes,
great,
it is.
great. So I'm just, yeah, thank you so much. So you have to provide your first name, last name, job title. You can just give developer. Work email, it is very much mandatory to provide. So if you are logging it through Gmail, Yahoo Mail, whichever mail you are going through, you just give that work email. Uncheck this option. Do not use it. Otherwise, next time it will not allow. So it will be difficult. So uncheck this option. Username can be your email ID. You just provide your phone number. You can also provide 9999 10 times. That would work. Organization name, you can just provide any organization name you want. It does not matter, but you need to fill in. Country, you can just give India. State, you can provide city. You can provide postcode. You can provide. These are like normal information. This is like you have to fill it, but it really does not matter that what you fill. Data center, it's kind of where the server is hosted, so that matters. So I mean that kind of, that is what it is asking, so you can select anything. So North America is coming by default, you can just select this. And these two options you have to check in, then only this click will be enabled. So you check these two options. Start your free trial. Once you click on this free trial, so you will be getting some captcha or something, pictures, just to prove that you are not robot. That kind of option would be coming. And I think after that there would be a page like this, uh, exactly like this. So that's it, you did it. So you will be getting a confirmation email. So there would be a verification email, which verification button in orange color, it will be coming. Uh, Once you click on that, it will be coming to your mail. Okay, so suppose I am going via Gmail and I have filled the form and starting my trial account, then it will be coming to this particular page, and then I will ignore this particular page and I will go to my mail. It might take a few minutes, sometimes it takes 5 to 10 minutes. Just after that, you go to your mail and then go there and just click on that verify now. Okay, but make sure that you are going within 48 hours with of activation, but there is a cap of 24 hours to 48 hours. There is a cap that within that definitely you should open that mail and click verify now. Otherwise, you have to go through the process again. So once you click on that, it will be just asking you to set up your credential. So already you had provided your username there, so that can be your email ID, and the password you can just provide and you can start logging in. So that is would be the first step to getting started. Okay, so this is kind of the user login page that you will be able to see, and username password I had provided, and I had clicked on logging in. So once you log in, you will be able to see that the entire, not like this. I had this page open, that's why it's coming like this. But ideally, you will be seeing this particular page. Okay, this particular pop-up block that is highlighted here. This block you will be seeing, and these are the microservices that I was talking so far about. This microservices, that microservices. Uh, API portal, API manager, API center, application integration administrator, monitor, operational insight is not that much required. Data integration, application integration console, and there are a lot of other things as well, which I just clicked here. This since is license based, so as part of the free trial, these are the things which is covered. So I was initially talking about product 360, customer 360, reference, supplier, business. This is the master management cloud suite. Uh, as part of integration cloud, these are the options which are there. Okay. So there is something called PC to cloud conversion as well, which kind of migrates the things from Power Center to cloud. Okay. So there are a lot of microservices. It's like accumulation of multiple tools in a single place. Okay. So uh, focus on I would that's my recommendation. Focus on one thing at a time. It will help you in a longer go. Okay. So once you come here, the first thing that you need to do is to set up. Okay. So you have to click on the administrator. Okay. Once you are able to see this page, you have to start the administrator page. So administrator, initially it will be opening this kind of page first. This is the organization page. You There are a lot of options here. Don't get overwhelmed with all these options. Focus on the sections that is important. First thing is setting up the runtime environment. So just click on the runtime environment where I was talking about the secure agent basically. So this is the runtime environment tab that you need to focus on. Okay. Once you click on the runtime environment tab, you had to click on downloading the secure agent. Okay. Once you click on the download the secure agent, it will ask that what platform it is. Default, it will choose Windows 64. I hope most of everyone is using Windows system only. Nobody is using Linux system. Uh, I mean, either of that is fine. So you should choose Windows 64. And this token, I repeat myself, this token needs to be copied. It is very essential to copy and keep this token. Okay. This token needs to be copied and kept somewhere saved. Okay. So you can save it in a notepad and keep it. This token would be later required to provide to register. Okay. So this token is essential to keep it saved. So once you copy this, then only click on the download. Do not click on the download before copying it. Okay. So this copy it, then download. Okay. But in case someone does like that, there is ways to get it back. There is a way to generate installation token again, but that's a rerouted way. So it would be better if we choose the normal standard operation way. Okay. So once you click on the download button, you would be seeing something as a exe file will be there, like normal notepad installation. Also you will be seeing an exe file. So that is the secure agent exe file you will be able to see. And then followed by that, okay, let me show you that how it would look like. So it would kind of look like uh, this one. Let it come up. So I think this one, yeah. So you're seeing this particular file, agent64 install ngext6817.exe. Uh, a normal exe file would not be having anything else. Just double click on it. That's it. The exe will just ask to go next, next, next to ensure where you want to install. Of course, it will ask. So in C drive, any place that you are comfortable with inside your computer, you can install it. Okay. Installation would take around a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes or so. So once the installation happens, it depends on the speed, network speed, downloading speed, and processing speed, all that. It might take up to from 10 minutes to half hour, depends on how much speed your laptop or desktop is capable of. Once you are able to see that, it will be giving you a prompt that provide your username and that particular uh, token that you had copied. Okay. So you have username is your email id, that is nothing to remember. Username you can provide, and the token that you had already copied in a notepad, that one you need to provide. Okay, once you provide that, then it will be showing you that the services are coming up. Okay, so here it is showing up and running, but instead of that it will be kind of showing like this particular button. Okay, not all services are running, it was showing just now in yellow. So that kind of, this kind of icon you would get. Okay, exactly this icon you would get. Okay, here I would tell everyone to be patient. It might take some time in different laptops. I have seen even in enterprise level laptops, sometimes it depends on your disk partition, how it has been kept, all that. But it might take some time. Be patient for half hour to 1 hour. So it might take some time until all these service agents services are up and running. Okay, so initially you might see that some is in yellow diagram, in instead of green there is a yellow block that it is starting, but eventually everything would start. Okay, so in order to understand that, you have to come inside your secure agent. Okay, so once you see everything is up and running, then you are good to go. So once everything is running, we can start configuring connections. We can try to see whatever the details inside that. We can start working basically. So without the secure agent, nothing can be done. So these are the services by default they are giving at present, because earlier they used to give 4 services. Now they are giving 5 services. So in the free trial account, and even the microservices also, they started giving more. Earlier they never used to give this many services. Okay, and I will be coming to this, that if you want, you can control as well in the front page that how many icons would be visible to you in the front page. Or for example, if you select the star, then by default it will every time go inside the administrator. So that kind of also configuration can be done, but there is endless things to go inside to deep dive in each of the application or microservices basically. But I would seek 35 hours basically from each of you uh, to complete the end-to-end course. So I hope this Excel is visible to everyone. So there are a couple of modules which we are going to cover end to end. Okay, and this is kind of going to sum up to 35 hours total. So along with some of the industry standard real-time understanding of a project, how it happens, because gaining knowledge, I firmly believe it that gaining knowledge is one part of the thing, and even practicing is also one part of the thing. But where does it makes the difference? It is industry standard experience that you can gain when I will be telling you that what is a interviewer's expectations, because as an interviewer I myself expect certain standards from some candidate. So I will be able to convey that what are the scenarios that they would be looking for, and what are the implementation or the understanding, even if not for interview purpose, even if you want to gain knowledge. So how you can understand deeper or the important sections, because whenever we are covering a very vast topic, it is very natural to get overwhelmed and not to able to focus on every sections equally. So I will be able to help you into categorizing it and focus on the real cases which would be actually important in your future journey. Okay, uh, that with saying that, I would like to close this particular session. But if anyone is having any questions, clarifications required, I would be more than happy to explain.